Hey guys, welcome back to another premiere here on Rich Mindset. Today with me, and today we're gonna talk about a thing that most people underrate in so many ways you can't even imagine. The topic that I choose is listen, understand, and apply, because in every single situation during your lifetime, that is business, personal, or relationship and stuff like this, these three steps actually apply in order to benefit you. Why I'm telling you this is because in a world where everybody demands everything fast right now, maybe yesterday if possible, and everybody is in a hurry to have results, to achieve great stuff, but if it's possible with no investment at all, maybe to stay on the sofa and Santa Claus or a leprechaun comes and brings them a bowl of gold, it is really important to understand how the world works. There was a really good, how is it called, a joke that I heard, telling that the secret of a Jew, why it's always rich and every single time has money, is because they listen what his neighbor needs and he builds it. So basically it's the same thing, but this time is not a joke, this time is the truth that by simply following these three steps will give you leverage, will give you an advantage in any discussion, and will bring so much value in your life that you will never imagine. So guys, let's take these three steps, break them down. I'm gonna tell you from my experience what I did and how you should do it as well. And if you understand this process, better start applying it as soon as possible, and you will reap the results in less than 3 months if you follow exactly the steps. So first step is listen. Every single discussion that we have, it's something, it goes something like this. Somebody tells you something, you in return tell them the same experience, but from your point of view, and then you start understanding each other and debating the topic. Well, the way this discussion should work, it's a little bit different. And why I'm telling you this is you'll understand shortly. Let's say like you'll understand shortly. The discussion should work like this. First, he tells you something, then you listen, then he tells you a little bit more, then you put some questions, then he will answer the questions, and then the leverage is in your hand. Why is this important? Because it's the only way you're gonna get enough information to turn the discussion in your favor. Let's put it in business, for example. If a client comes to you and tells you he needs your services or product, he will explain you why. You will give him right, or you will not. You will make a small gesture, letting him know that you are there by his side, understanding what he's saying. After that, he will continue and explain you the past experience that he has, because most of them comes to you after trying a product or service the same way. After he does this, you need to put a couple of questions to ask him a couple of questions in order to get the responses you're needed. For example, the most common questions that you have to put, it's okay, why, how, what were the benefits that you had before, what was the situation that you encountered. So small questions in order for him to provide a more detailed answer. After he answers these questions, then will be a piece of cake to change the direction of the talk. For example, if he has a problem, you can be the solution that he needs. If he doesn't have time, you can be the person that will take that extra job that he has from his hands. If he doesn't have money, maybe you can help him create a system that will bring him more money, and so on and so on. So by listening what he says, but really listening what he says, you can provide the solution. Unfortunately, people don't do like that. People start talking on top of it. So a customer comes, he says he needs your service or product, and you start, yes, I have the best one, or stuff like this. So in every single situation, the most important step and the first step today, it's listen. The second step that it's as well really important to understand, it's understanding it. This time I'll give you a personal example. Let's say if you're in a relationship and somebody, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, will come and try to tell you a story, a problem, a situation that he had at work. If you just nod and say okay, the value that you bring in his life, it's worthless. Because what he really needs, or she really needs, is you to really understand what he's saying. You don't have to be a master, you don't have to learn that, to be there when that things happen, but really listen to her and understand her or him. Because if she had a fight with her boss, and let's say her boss tried to make a move on her, and she's coming at home and says, here darling, look what's happening, my boss tried in here, because as well you have maybe a long day, you're tired and stuff like this, but you're answering like this, the value that you bring in her life, it's zero. So the response that she will have, maybe, or most of the time, the response doesn't come in a second, but you'll notice during a while that she will not come to you anymore. She will try to resolve by her own this situation, because you never understood what she's going through. But if you really want to have a leverage in the discussion and bring value in her life, it is really important to stop what the fuck are you doing and turn to her and really listen and understand her. And in this point, maybe you'll both find the solutions together, maybe you can both build on it, maybe she will understand the value that you're bringing, and next time she will come again to you, and the trust of the relationship will grow even more. So the second step is understand. The third step is applying. Maybe this is the most important, and this time I'm gonna give you an example of my own. The best example that I can give you, it's the book that gave me another perspective in life. When I first started reading, and that was long after university, because in school I never read, I just understood shit really fast, and I didn't feel the need to read. After finishing the university, I started a business in MLM company. One of the mentors there told me to read a book that is called How to Win Friends and Influence People, aka translated How to Become a Better Person. Most of the people I know didn't want to read that book because of the name. Well, I'm telling you, the name has nothing to do with the information in the book, because that was the reason why I didn't want to read it. But after this mentor told me more than once to do it, I said, okay, fuck it, let's go, let's do it, okay? So I read the book once, but I never understood it. In my head, the information that I got was way too much. I read it twice. I didn't understood it. I started feeling the small difference between my action and what the book said I should do. I read it the third time. I understood it's a hard book. I started taking notes. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Only at 11th time I understood what the book said. Like really said, the example that gave, the way the people in the book communicated and how they got the leverage. And then I said, something smells fishy, because it can't be that easy. And finally, when I read it for the 12th time, I started applying it. I went to my best friend at the moment, and I started talking to him the way the book said I should. And it was the first time in over 4 years when he replied with, okay, let's try, or let's do it, instead of telling I'm stupid and I don't know what to do. So it was the first time I managed a bullheaded friend of mine to see my point of view and actually do it. That was the first time when I can say I applied something in real life from a theory or a video or a book or information that I got some way or somehow. And then I understood that maybe applying this kind of stuff is the most important thing you can do in life. Because let me ask you like this: how many good ideas did you have? how many amazing ideas that would have changed your life and maybe the life of those around you you had in the last years or in your lifetime. Now the question is, how many did you apply? Did you implement it? How many times you woke up, not one day, not 2 days, but 2-3 years, and worked on that idea? How many times you gave up holidays, you sacrificed maybe going out with your friends or some other stuff in order to implement that idea? Well, Mark Zuckerberg did, Bill Gates did, Warren Buffett did. They followed those ideas, they implemented, they applied them in a regular basis in ordinary life, and now they're legends. So the most important thing that you can do for you is apply what you collect. And why is this ecosystem or these 3 steps so important? Is because if you put them in order, you can have everything you need in order to change your life. If you listen to people, you'll get ideas. If you understand them, you'll have a plan. And if you apply it, you can be independent from money and time. So guys, these 3 steps will definitely change your life. They will make a big difference in your life. It doesn't matter that it's business-wise or personal-wise, or I don't know, whatever or which other point you can use it. And I'm telling you this because after applying it myself, everything changed. Every single thing changed. Now, there is a small trick to all of 3 steps that I'm gonna give you right now, because it's really important to understand how you can make them work. For the listening part, it's important to work on your patience, because there will be people that will talk a lot, that they will go and say so much nonsense. You cannot differ the important information from the nonsense one. So developing your patience, it is a key thing to do in order to train the way you listen. By having patience, you will be able to collect the relevant information from the message he sends. Now, on the second step, understanding, it's really important not to quit, because there are a lot of people who try to understand something, and after they fail once or twice, they just quit. Well, if you have patience and you listen, then quitting should not be an option. Although some of the people that I met quit after developing their listening abilities and patience. But the most important trick about understanding is not quitting. Go there again and again, as I did with the book. 12 times is needed to understand the message you should get, because every single person will get another message. Doesn't matter if it's the same book or the same video. For me it will be a message, for you will be a message, for my brother was a message. So this is the trick on step number 2. On step number 3, the most important one, applying, it's really important, listen to me, not to be greedy. If you have a good idea, find people who share your vision and divide the piece of cake. Do not try to eat the entire cake by yourself, because if it's such a good idea, it will blow up, it will bring a lot of value, and people will want it. But it's difficult to build an empire by yourself. So try to find good people, people who are determined, people who are willing to invest in your idea, people that you can start with. That is my brother in my case. Maybe for you will be cousin, maybe for you will be first best friend. It doesn't matter which one. Try to find people with the same ideas. Once you do this, you will be able to apply it easily. In the relationship, it's the same way. If you are not happy in your relationship, change the person. Find person with whom you can apply what you're feeling. So it doesn't matter in which kind of situation you're gonna use these 3 steps. It's really important to follow these 3 steps: listening, understanding, and applying. But work on the tips that I give you, and this is patience, this is never quitting and finding, never be greedy. That means finding people with the same vision. Guys, I hope you understood the message in this in today's video. I hope you will apply them in your personal life, business life, doesn't matter what kind of life. As long as you do it constantly for the next 3 to 6 months, believe me, you'll see such a big difference in your life. You will never be able to understand how this happened unless you'll think about this video and see that I was right. Guys, have a nice weekend, hustle hard, never stop improving, and see each other 2 weeks from now. Bye bye.